Persecution takes different forms depending on the country and the culture where Christians live. In North Korea, if the government discovers that you're a Christian, you and your whole family can be put into a labor camp. In Pakistan, Christians are tolerated, but they have to be very careful about what they say. Simply defending your faith can lead to imprisonment and a possible death sentence. In Somalia, a Muslim who converts from Islam to Christianity can be killed. Gary Lane explains.
Worldwide, Christians pay a heavy price for following Christ. North Korea tops the country list each year as the worst persecutor of Christians. If discovered, North Korean believers are arrested, tortured, and killed for their faith. 33-year-old Kim Eun-jin is among the few Christians who have escaped the country to tell about their experience.
We met every Saturday evening. My family gathered in the back room of our small apartment. We had to be very quiet. We whispered when we prayed, sang songs, or read the Bible. We often covered our heads to muffle the noise.
But soon the authorities discovered that her father was a secret believer.
My father was a tailor in town, and the police suspected something was going on. We believed they planted listening devices in his shop and on his clothes.
In 1994, police raided the family's secret house church. They arrested Kim's father and her uncle. Both men probably ended up in one of the 6 labor camps dotting North Korea. Eric Foley is CEO of Seoul, USA, a mission group helping North Korean Christians. He says if believers are released from prison, they face additional hardships.
That becomes the hardest time in their Christian life because they're back in the grind of life. And not only that, but they're tracked, they're traced, their relatives are watched, their phone calls are monitored.
And far from North Korea in the Islamic world, in Pakistan, Christians are denied the right to free speech. They even face imprisonment or possible death if they say something deemed offensive about Muhammad or Islam.
The whole Christian community can pray for Pakistan, and if you want to step forward and do something concrete, you can uplift Christian community here in Pakistan.
Many Christians over the past 3 decades have been falsely accused and imprisoned on charges of blasphemy. Pakistan's blasphemy law contains 3 main sections: blasphemy against Islam, blasphemy against the Muslim holy book, the Quran, and blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. The maximum sentence for those found guilty of blaspheming the Quran is life imprisonment. The maximum penalty for those convicted of violating blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad is death. No Christian has actually been executed for blaspheming Muhammad, but many, like Asia Bibi, have wasted away for years in prison, waiting for their cases to reach a higher court. That's when they're usually thrown out for a lack of evidence. Asia Bibi is a Christian mother who's been in prison now for nearly 4.5 years. She's confined to a small 8x10 prison cell near the Pakistan city of Faisalabad, awaiting possible death. Asia was arrested in June 2009 after an argument with her Muslim co-workers, who accused her of insulting the Prophet Muhammad. A local judge found Asia guilty and sentenced her to death by hanging. Her case is still on appeal. Those who speak out against the blasphemy laws pay a heavy price. Shahbaz Bhatti was a Christian and an official in the Pakistan government. He called for Asia Bibi's release and the repeal of Pakistan's blasphemy laws.
I believe in Jesus Christ, who has given his own life for us. I know what is the meaning of cross, and I'm following of the cross, and I'm ready to die for a cause.
As he drove to work, radicals shot him to death in his car. A tide of Islamic extremism is spreading across Africa. Somalia is one of the most deadly places for Christians. The Al-Shabaab terror group wants to impose Sharia law on the Somali people. Its goal is to rid the country of all Christians. Muslim converts to Christianity are killed. This Al-Shabaab video swept the internet in September 2008. It shows the brutal beheading of 25-year-old aid worker Mansour Mohammed. He converted to Christianity in 2005. This Muslim convert to Christianity says he was awakened in his home by Al-Shabaab soldiers. We agreed to protect his identity and give him a different name, Abdi.
They ransacked my house, searched my bag, and found several pages from a Bible. They had crosses on them.
Abdi was taken away, imprisoned, and tortured.
I was blindfolded and they put me in a dark, underground cell. They beat me up with a wooden baton. They wanted to know where I got the Bible pages and if I knew of any others like me. When they finally took the blindfold off, I noticed 3 dead bodies in the room. They placed them there just to frighten me.
His torturers said they were going to kill him, but late one night Abdi and 2 cellmates made a daring escape. Reunited with his family, Abdi is now living in a safe place. He says he still suffers physical pain from the torture he endured, and spiritually, he feels closer to God.
I was happy to go through all this because now I'm stronger spiritually. People prayed for me to escape. Their prayers are what saved my life.
So how should Christians worldwide pray during the International Day of Prayer for the Persecuted Church?
We shouldn't pray for the persecuted church, but we should pray with the persecuted church. They don't pray to be released from persecution. They pray to be found faithful within it.
Gary Lane, CBN News.